Have you ever thought to yourself, how fast would it take the raw full power in reps best bench presser the past 4 years in a row to get kicked out of a Planet Fitness? To that I say, that is an extremely specific question, and you should look into yourself and answer some questions that are probably there. And secondly, watch this video to find out.
Spoiler alert, I didn't get kicked out of Planet Fitness because I'm not a dingleberry. So, when you go to the gym to do your accessories, if you take a step back, recognize that accessories are stretching under a load, and the eccentric part of a movement is just as important as the concentric part of a movement. So if you're slamming weights around, right, throwing things around, making a big spectacle, then chances are you are not doing your eccentrics correctly, and you're missing out on about 55% of the gains that you could get from a particular movement. So today was an accessory day, right? Coach even was like, hey, you still have access to Planet Fitness. You're going to Planet Fitness because we've got some machine isolation movements that I'd like you to perform that they have there that you don't have at your particular gym. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So the first movement of the day, well, other than doing cardio, because cardio is important, we started off with 20 minutes of steady state, low impact cardio on the treadmill. Is that low impact? I don't know. I asked Coach why he doesn't program any sort of running for me. Anytime there's sprinting, it's either on an elliptical or on a bike. And he said anyone over 240 should not be running. So for those of you who say squats are bad for your knees but go on runs every day, suck my dick. So we did cardio. We did I absolutely hate the pre-fatigue work that we did today. It's 10 sets of a 20-second push-up iso hold into zero acceleration. I want to say push-ups, but I did pulse push-ups because I can't actually do it if it's actual push-ups because I'm a very large human and I have very little carbohydrates in my system. So I'm very weak right now. So after that, we did leg curls. Now, remember when I said that we are doing stretching under a load, so we're getting the full range of motion. We're focusing on getting the maximum range of motion at the top of the leg curl where the legs are straight, and we focus on getting as tight of a squeeze at the bottom. And this meant that we had to go slower than we normally would, which is completely fine because when you tax your system like that, when you're lifting and you're going through more than just the motions, you're actually doing the movements correctly. Every time that you can contract a muscle, your body is utilizing oxygen in order to contract that muscle. And eventually what happens is those muscles become depleted of oxygen, right? And you feel the burn. Now, your body, it does have eyes, ears, and a mouth, but it doesn't listen to any of that. You can't just speak, I need oxygen here, buddy, please send more oxygen. The body says, hey, these muscles are deoxidized. There's low amounts of oxygen. It is in a hypoxic state. So that's why it burns. And if you feel the burn, then you know that when you're done lifting, you're going to get increased blood flow to that area, that muscle group, that's particular targeted area, because the way that the body reoxidizes, gets oxygen back into a muscle is by increasing the blood flow. And a pump is just your body saying, look at me, I'm going to engorge this muscle with blood because it needs oxygen or it needs nutrients. Carbohydrates, stuff like that. But mostly it's going to be caused by oxygen. And getting the stretch, lifting is stretching under a load, so we're getting good hamstring stretch where every time that you lift, you get micro tears in your muscles, and that's what causes the muscles to grow, is the micro tears. So by getting the best stretch you can, you're getting the best micro tears you can, so you can get the best gains you can, increase and pair that off with putting your muscles in a hypoxic state, and you're getting the best gains that you can get. You're getting 100% of the gains. You're optimized your training. Even though people always shy away from the word "I optimized my training" or whatever, but the only reason people who haven't optimized their training aren't stronger than people who have are because this notion of optimizing training is a new concept, and the old concept has been around longer, so people have been able to use it more, and time plus movement creates gains. So there hasn't been enough time for the optimized homies to get gains. Next movement was zero acceleration lat pull down for time, and we were trying to focus on getting a full exhale at the top, at the full extension of the lat pull down, and having zero acceleration to kind of be able to tap into the mind muscle connection a little bit better. And that full exhale and reaching with the spine through that movement is also going to stretch out the lats a little bit better, because I have a lot of tightness and knots in my lats, and I need to do a lot of stuff in order to kind of relieve that pressure. The next thing that we did was machine press. The angle for this was awful. It's February, and I was training at 6 p.m. So you best believe that everyone and their mother, actually everyone and their mother, was at Planet Fitness at this time, and I didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable by setting up a camera or my phone in a spot that was disadvantageous to people feeling comfortable. So got a bad angle, but we did a set of 20, and then a set, or we supersetted that with a set of 6 zero acceleration. So we bust out the 20, we get the blood flowing, we get into a hypoxic state, and then we kind of tap into that mind muscle connection a little bit more aggressively with the zero acceleration work that followed. And then we went into was it the I think it was the superset of oscillating dumbbell shoulder press with the side raises. So when I do side raises, I bring the dumbbells in front of me and I have them tap. I lower my head, try and get a little bit more stretch in the rear delt, lifting a stretch under a load. So you get that stretch there, and then you bring it up. That's a full compression. You feel the squeeze, feel the burn. Congratulations, you're getting big. So we had oscillating shoulder press because we are also we're going to feed two birds with one scone, probably like a blueberry scone, maybe a chocolate or a pumpkin scone. Because when you oscillate things, you have to focus more on your stabilizers, and you develop those small muscles that are increasingly more difficult to target the stronger you get, because it requires you to have a lot of control and like light weight. So the best way is to put yourself in a situation where those will be flaring up, and that's going to be doing things like oscillating presses and stuff like that. Then we had I wasn't able to video this because I wasn't in a good spot to. We had dumbbell curls, 3x20, 30 seconds rest, and not much on that. It's just curls, making sure we bring our palms skyward while we are at the vertical, and neutral at the bottom for an increased stretch. And because the bicep not only hinges or like curls, it brings your arm up, but it also works on the pronation and supination of the forearm that's tied to the bicep. And then we finished off with tempo. Was it tempo? I don't know. I think I did do a tempo, whether or not it was programmed or not. Tricep push down. And so trying to get the increased range of motion, I was bringing the tricep bar, or like the cable attachment, down or up above my head, trying to increase the stretch that I get from the movement. And my coach corrected me, and he said, "No, what you do is you kind of shrug through it." So if you watch me, I'm kind of shrugging when the cable comes up, and when I press down, it's just a regular tricep press, because we're always trying to find ways to increase the range of motion of movements so that we can get the best stretch that we can, so that we can be strong in every range of motion possible. So We didn't get kicked out of Planet Fitness because we actually care about how we train and not about people staring at us, which is kind of hypocritical because I'm making a video so that people can watch me lift. So I think I win today. Didn't get kicked out of Planet Fitness. I actually do like whenever I have a day where I have to do cardio, usually Wednesday and Sunday, and Tuesday, because today's Tuesday, I go to Planet Fitness because I need to get 15,000 to 17,000 steps a day. Back before I had a set day off, which is now Wednesdays. I used to do Saturdays and just walk on the treadmill for an hour, get 10,000 steps. That was before we started trying to deal with my fatty liver disease and trying to fix the errors of my past. But Planet Fitness, not a bad place to be. It's got treadmills, and if you're a power lifter, your gym likely doesn't have very many treadmills. My gym only has one treadmill, so I supplement my gym with a $10 a month gym membership at Planet Fitness. And I will watch. I'm pretty sure I watched every single New England Patriots game on the TVs, or at least half of the game on the TVs at Planet Fitness while getting my steps in for the day. It's not a bad deal, and powerlifters could do more cardio. It's not a bad place to do cardio. It's got AC, better than most powerlifting gyms, and so as long as you're not a douche and just slam shit and yell and scream, because I know powerlifters do that. Just don't, like, be a kind human and control your eccentrics. And it's not like you can deadlift there anyway. So like, don't try to be a grizzly creac. Anyways, I love you guys. Stay degenerate, and Patty's out.